Good morning. I'm Jennifer Barkin. Welcome to Breakup Bites. And this is my co host, Jennifer Donison. Good morning, Jen.
Good morning, Jen.
How are you?
I'm really great, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
So, as everyone knows, we talk about separation and divorce a lot. That's the purpose of our little podcast. And one, I guess, overriding theme that we see a lot of is people getting overwhelmed and people wanting to give up or throw in the towel, as they call it. So I thought today we could talk a little bit about um, how this can impact you, um, help that's out there so that you make good decisions, and how not to be overwhelmed by this whole process because it really is stressful and overwhelming.
This is my passion here, right here. This is what I love to kind of preach and help people with because this is such an overwhelming process. This is scary, this is confusing, this is hurtful, this is overwhelming. It's all of those things. And usually, while going through the process, one party is typically a little bit more resilient than the other. And it's difficult for the party who's less resilient to keep going. Depending on the type of conflict, depending on the type of power imbalance, it can be something where a party will just say, I'm done, just take whatever you want. And it is so difficult to have that towel thrown in for many reasons. One, because you have to continue dealing with this person, and it's not going to be the last time that they're going to push you to throw in the towel. Two, because now whatever you are throwing in the towel about is going to be what is dictating your future and your children's future. And it could not be the best thing for you and your family, but you're just done. You're just exhausted. And three, these boundaries that you're setting for yourself are going to be the foundation of how you're moving forward into your life, your new life. And I think that all of these things need to be considered before that last, I'm done. One of the things that I will definitely recommend, don't rely only on the support of your family and friends. Because as much as I love my family and as much as I love my friends and as much as I have good support in my life, and I'm speaking just in general, not me personally, my family, friends, and support systems may be telling me things that are going to negatively impact the process because they care about me. Screw him. Go after all of his money. Take the kids away from him more. He's a crap father. She's this and she's that. You're not gonna, leave her with the children. All of these things. And they're saying that not because they're trying to make it more difficult. They're saying it because they're trying to support you and be there for you, but they don't realize how detrimental that type of talk is to somebody who is so emotional and just very vulnerable. So, the help of a professional, and I'm going to preach divorce coaches here for a minute, is such an important part of the divorce process. A therapist as well. But a divorce coach is specifically trained and designed to help you go through this process, to help be that sounding board that you're going to need to really get out all of your negative feelings and energy and all of your thoughts and concerns and really start to refocus on what it is that you want for your goals. And the moment that you start to focus tunnel vision on your goals and what's best for you and your children when you're in the right frame of mind is when you can refocus when you're starting to get cloudy and when things start to get tough. It's come on back here. This is what you're wanting. Let's focus. You're wanting to have a good co-parenting relationship with your ex. What you're doing right now is not going to do that.
Mhm.
And that refocusing part is what you need that professional to help you with and to coach you on so that you're spending less time in conflict and worrying and fighting with your inner demons and also your ex party. And you're going to be able to get through this really difficult time in a much smoother and affordable way.
Exactly. Exactly. So when we talk about throwing in the towel, it is such an overwhelming process and it can be a very nasty process. You get a letter on Friday afternoon from your ex's lawyer, stating A, B, and C, and you're triggered. and it's stressful. People just can't take it. And you spoke a little bit about how there's always somebody who emotionally just isn't as strong in this battle. And from a research view, why is this? Well, if you think about it, even if a relationship was terrible, I know it's been over for years, one person still had to say the words. What we do know is the person who said the words, I want out, or this is over, generally they didn't wake up that morning and go, you know what? I'm going to uproot my family today. They've had 18 to 24 months. That's what the research says, to really contemplate, make that list, reasons to stay, reasons to go, think things out. And that other person is blindsided. So the person that's blindsided is over here. The person who's decided to leave is over here. So this is where a lot of the emotions are just not on the same page. So that's a lot of what's happening. And that's another reason why a therapist or a divorce coach can be very helpful to help level what I call the playing field so that you're more on equal footing when you're in the process of negotiating with your ex, right? Um, Divorce coach can also help people with understanding for themselves what's important and what is not. So a big part of what we do as divorce coaches is help people lingo, walk the path. What happens if you do this? What does this look like? Versus what happens if you do this? Let's talk about it. What would this look like? So it helps people get to that aha moment where this is the right decision for me. When their brains are all sort of overwhelmed and scrambling, the divorce coach can give clarity to the client on what they want to see, what's important, and where to hold their guns. Conversely, the divorce coach can also help people sort of move away from when they're stuck. And people get stuck in emotion, anger, sadness, revenge, spitefulness. This person cheated on me. This person did this person did that. And we see it all the time where somebody just wants to fight, and they want to fight because they want fairness and they want justice. But it's not about fairness and it's not about justice. If that's what you're looking for, you're going to be spending a lot of money. What really is a successful breakup to help people move forward is, am I going to be okay? And can I live with these decisions? Right? Like I had a client who really wanted the patio umbrella. So the two of them were battling back and forth with this silly patio umbrella. And I'm going, how much was this? $150. So you're going to spend this much on your lawyer, this much on me, and you're going to argue and argue and argue. And I don't know how many thousands of dollars later, you could have bought 25 patio umbrellas. Is it really worth being right? So that's some of the work that we do.
Mm. And yes, it could be as, silly as a patio umbrella, or it could be as, so many different layers. But I had a client actually that just called me last week and said to me, I've just retained a lawyer. I'm done with giving my ex 50-50 with the children. I'm moving for primary residence and X, Y, and Z. And I said, okay, so let's talk about this. Why? What happened? Is everything, what happened? So to break it down, the ex-partner repartnered and was moving in with a new person. And the client who called me was so upset about this that decided to just say, screw everything. I don't know if I could say that, sorry. And I am just going to fight this person now because they are going to replace me with a new partner. It's going to be something that I just cannot handle. And I'm done with sitting down and letting this person walk all over me. And I said, okay. So we talked all about how that made this person feel, and if it actually made the other party a bad parent, and if the kids would benefit by being with that other person less because they repartnered. And we talked about some of the benefits of a new partner being involved in this, in the children's lives. And we talked about some of the benefits of having her ex-partner repartner, because sometimes that helps things where they're not as angry or out to get you because they're happy. Happiness is so important going through this process because It alleviates some of the anger sometimes. Anyways, the point is that people's emotions can get in the way of decisions, and we, her and I, have saved her so much money by not continuing with a litigation process to try to undo the parenting time that was appropriate for the kids and already established because of her hurt emotions. And
Mhm.
this is not a one off. I see this type of thing all the time, from an umbrella scale all the way to new partnering and beyond. So, this is where a divorce coach is helpful in putting things back into perspective and to helping the person who is either really hurt or confused or not knowing what to do refocus.
Definitely, definitely. And a lot of what we try to teach people in this process is emotional decisions are never good decisions, right? When we rule with our heart, we sort of forget about our brain. So when going through this sort of process of separation or divorce, especially when children are involved, it's so important to make good business decisions. And when I say business decisions, think of your ex as maybe your business partner, and maybe you don't really like them, but the business, and that here would be your children, is doing really, really well. You don't want to sabotage it, right? You want the business to thrive and to continue to do well. So how are we going to work together with no name calling, with no, you cheated on me back in 2004 coming into it, and be able to move forward appropriately, successfully, so that everybody's lives can move on.
hmm And circling back to our main topic, which is when to throw in the towel and when not to, if you're thinking and coming from a stance where you're not making decisions being emotional, that's when you're going to be able to make the best sound decisions, as you just said, Jen. So, whenever someone feels like throwing in the towel and they're just wanting to give up, that is the perfect indication to say, I need a breather. I need a week, a couple days, whatever it is, just to not think about anything separation and divorce related and to just refocus back. And then I could come back to the table after I've spoken to a professional, or after I've let myself settle down, or after I've, had everything just laid out in front of me where I was able to look at things more clearly. And then I can make a decision. So, no big decisions while feeling emotional.
Exactly. So important.
Okay, well, thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope that this was helpful for you. And as always, if you have any questions, you can reach out to either of us, and we're happy to answer them either privately or through our podcast. So thank you.
Thank you.